Ladies and gentlemen, it is Friday, June 13th. Currently about to head to the gym. Then I have a few clients afterwards at my personal training job. My morning job today was a quicker day. More like a half day, I guess. But yeah, I'm gonna go get a leg workout in. Today is a quad dominant day. So pretty much when I say that, it's just prioritizing my quads. I do a little bit more volume on the quads, and in terms of when I squat, when I use the pendulum squat, obviously there's a platform, such as on a leg press, the platform. The way I like to make it quad dominant is pretty much by maximizing my knee flexion. So in order to do that, I pretty much position my feet as low as I possibly can on the platform, and that allows me to get the most quad stimulus and the most knee flexion. But apart from this, I do some leg extensions. I think today is a hamstring dominant day, but for the pendulum, I still put my feet lower on the platform just to get some good quad volume in, along with one hard set of leg extensions, one or two depending on how I'm feeling. But it's more of a hamstring dominant day. I don't know why I just forgot it. I guess I just spaced out. But the main compounds that I do for hamstrings is RDLs. As I said, I try to do heavy RDLs. Currently I'm working with hundreds. I'm doing like 1 or 2 sets if I can, and then I slowly back off to the 80s, and I think I do no more than 3 sets on those, because it gets pretty fatiguing right away. And then I also do lately I've been doing the laying hamstring curls, and those are pretty good for me. But I also do calves. I use the typical calf raise, the one where you sit down and raise. But that's pretty much it. I'm gonna head to the gym, gonna get a workout in, and afterwards, after my work is done and everything, we'll talk about a specific topic as usual. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we are back home. Hot as shit right now, and it's windy. This is the worst, but as promised, today we're going to go over Mind-Muscle Connection version 2. Yesterday we went over 3 things, and today, like I said, we'll go over 3 more things, because there's so much that goes into Mind-Muscle Connection and improving it. But without further ado, at number 1, it is slow eccentrics. So before we even get into it, an eccentric is pretty much when you lengthen a muscle, so when it's in its lengthened position. So obviously this is useless information for you, so I'll make it very simple. So on a lat pull down or a pull up, the eccentric would be on the way up. So when you extend your arm fully, that's called the eccentric. That's because you're lengthening the lat. So slowing down these eccentrics in any exercise, whether it's a squat, on the way down on the squat, you get it. But slowing down these eccentrics puts a way more crazy amount of stimulus and feel for the muscle when you're slowing down and really taking your time. Because when you're taking your time and slowing that down, the eccentric, you're automatically forcing yourself to think about the muscle, and it hurts more on top of that. So you're literally forced to feel the pain and therefore feel the muscle work, rather than just zooming through that eccentric, which is pretty common when you're starting off. And ideally you want to use a rep tempo once you start getting comfortable with the eccentrics and the concentric, and getting into a proper rhythm. But if you're trying to improve your mind-muscle connection, you should always practice, at least for a few sets here and there, slowing down the eccentric, like milking that eccentric as best as you can. That way you can feel the muscle more over time. And this is a good way to do it. But the next one would be exercise choice. So depending on the exercise that you do, you're gonna either feel the muscle more or feel it less. I'll give a great example, a barbell bench press, which we used as an example in the last one. Personally, me, I don't really feel much of my chest unless I'm putting the weight down and ultra focusing on my chest. But the thing is, there's a lot of injury risk that goes into barbell bench. And on top of this, you don't get the greatest range of motion because of the bar. It stops right at your chest. Rather than when you can do a dumbbell where you can go past your chest. You can fully bring your arm all the way down as far as you comfortably can, and that obviously creates a better stretch on the chest and therefore allows you to grow more, allows you to connect more to the muscle, better pumps. But yeah, that's a really good, important thing to think about. Exercise choice, same thing with legs, everything. So like a barbell, it's really barbells in general, honestly. I would just find, like I said in many videos, just find the exercises which you can connect with. When I said connect with, that means a mind-muscle connection, If you can't feel a muscle that you're supposed to be working in an exercise, why are you doing it? You should find something else. Why are you wasting your time? And obviously there is cases where, you need to keep doing those exercises to really learn, get the technique down, and then you can finally feel the muscle. But if you literally you can't really get, you can't feel it, and you've been doing it for a month, then there's no point in continuing on. If your goal is to progress efficiently, put on muscle, and it really comes down to your preference and your goal. Like if you're trying to become a power lifter, then I get it. Take your time with the barbell bench press, the barbell squat, etc., the deadlift. But if you're someone like me, you're trying to get after it right away from the get-go. You're trying to progress as efficiently as possible, meaning not wasting time, not wasting effort, energy. You get me? Then you need to get right at it. You need to find those exercises that you like, that work for you specifically. But lastly, at number 3, and it is use a full range of motion. So we kind of went over it a little bit without really saying it. A full range of motion is pretty much using the range as far as you comfortably can. So I'll give an example. On a hack squat, for example, or any kind of squat, going ass to grass and almost extending or fully extending at the top would be considered full range of motion. And obviously, there's a lot of argument that goes to, should you extend at the top, meaning your knees, or should you not? It really delves down to you. So whatever you like, if you don't like it, then don't do it. But in terms of the eccentric, you should always go as far down as you can if your goal is to gain muscle as efficiently as possible. Because like I said, the bigger the stretch, the more it's going to grow, the more it's going to hurt, and therefore grow. And the better your mind-muscle connection is going to improve. And that is everything. So if you can improve on your mind-muscle connection, like I said last time, you're literally your progress is going to go from like 0.1 literally to 2 times. It's crazy. Like once you get there, you'll really understand how important it is. But anyways, that's pretty much it. Already home, finished my client. I think one of them actually canceled, so got home a little earlier, which is fine because I need to edit a lot of these vlogs that I'm behind on. That's why you hear me say like a date and then you're watching it like 3 days later. That's pretty much why, because I these days I have like 4 jobs at this point, and it's really difficult to get these up ASAP, especially when the uploading process is so long for no reason. Those of you that are trying to do this YouTube thing know, it takes so long to upload and process and edit, obviously. But yeah, hopefully you guys got a few things you can take away from this. But please leave a like, subscribe, comment, and share if possible. And please go follow me on all my socials, specifically TikTok and Instagram. But have a good day.